guys, welcome back to my channel, Relocate with Kaya. I am Kaya and I provide online support via coaching and consulting with individuals, families, and employees moving abroad. I provide them with relocation, country-specific resources. And on my channel, I discuss my own personal journey of moving from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Johannesburg, South Africa with my wonderful husband, Rich, and our beautiful daughter, Nina. And today we wanted to just share and discuss our observations of the conveniences and the efficiency of the way they do certain things in South Africa. And what disclaimer that Rich is insisting that I include is the way they do things here in Johannesburg is different from the way they do things in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't know what else happens in the rest of America, but our experience in Philadelphia, they do not do these things. So now that I put the disclaimer out there, I will let Rich take it away.
You're getting a little emotional about this one. Glad you made it through that without an assist. Yeah, like I mentioned, just some observations that we've seen and things that are more convenient. Gonna hop right back in the car. Talk about that aspect of being here. The gas prices are regulated, so you're not going to go to one gas station and pay 40 whatever some odd cents more than another one around the corner. Like, you don't even have to play that game of hunting around to find the cheapest price. You just go to whatever you're driving by, whatever's most convenient for you, and you pull in. Like New Jersey, they are all full service. Like, no one hops out. You don't pump gas. Like, they're they'll ask you what you need. They'll ask you, hey, can I check this, that, and the other, tires and all that kind of stuff. So that's been a pleasant surprise. Me, because I worry about prices of things. It's nice to know that you may not agree with the price, but it's going to be the same price every day.
Right. So. That's right. You don't have to drive across the street because the gas is 2 cents cheaper.
Different zip code or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Because if you were to drive into the suburbs, it was cheaper. Ironically enough,
unless you were near the highway or something, just
yes. So now that is yes, it's very nice. Rich definitely appreciates that. What's next on your list, Rich?
What next on my list? It also goes back to the old expenses again. So back at home, with our U.S. numbers, we were with a couple of different of the major carriers, and every month you're like, oh, okay, well, how much did I use? Can I change the plan? Can I kind of pare this down? So it's not this ridiculous, your phone bill is going to start at X, but by the time everything is done and added, your bill is past Y and Z. It's terribly expensive. Out here, like, once you buy a SIM card, you don't have to get a new phone unless you want to. Buy a new SIM card, which was like $5 or something, to get your phone number. You activate that, and then you can go onto the app and pre-buy airtime minutes or data. And I think even for folks here on the RAND, it is reasonable. So all of those extra fees, the add-ons, the taxes, the surplus, the line activation charges, and all that crap that was on the U.S. side is not here.
Yes.
So you get what you need. You'll be notified when it's about to run out, whether it's you actually use the data or the minutes, or that the time frame that you bought of it. You can go for 1 week, 1 month, whatever the case may be. That's been very nice to use as well. So.
Yeah. No. And they send you a ton of alerts and messages to let you know when your time is running low. They also send you a ton of messages of when they're offering specials and deals. So it's really, really nice. A little story, Rich and I, or experience that we had when we first moved here. I think we were here maybe 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks, a week, not even a week. I needed a new phone because my phone decided, because I feel like these phones know, like once you hit the 2 year mark, they're just going to stop working. Um, so we always knew that we were going to have to get a phone once we arrived, and went to a cell phone store, and this woman was showing us all these phones, and just saying, like, she she was telling us about all these plans, and we were just like, and Rich was like, oh, this looks good and looks reasonably priced, go for it, go get the really nice phone. So we, I went for the really nice phone and a really nice case, and we went over to purchase the phone, and I don't think Rich was around. And the woman told me the price, and I, at that point, and still even 3 months in, I still can't do the rand conversion in my head. But I'm almost certain I misunderstood what she said. But long and short of it, as opposed to, having a plan where you can, you can absolutely pay your phone monthly like you do in the States, like pay for the actual cost of the phone monthly. What I did not realize is, because we were only here for 5 seconds and didn't have a bank account, that you are not eligible for that. So we ended up paying outright for this very expensive phone. And by the time we realized that, I mean, she was putting it in the bag. Or by the time I shared this, no, because I think you got an alert from your credit card. You got an alert on your phone. Right, exactly. It was already set, all said and done. So we paid for this very expensive phone, the full amount up front. So that was a lesson learned, and I had to hear about that for the rest of the day.
The price of the phone itself is comparable to that in the States. Just that once you do have a bank account, you can set up the monthly payments. It's very reasonable. And, they make it convenient for you once you're established with banking here.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, because it was like, even, the monthly fee for this particular phone, it was, once you do the conversion, it was like, oh, this is, really, really reasonable. But when you realize that you're buying the phone outright, that changed everything. So even with that being said, it is nice doing the prepay option, or having the option to prepay and just pay for what you need. If you need to add more, it's nice. And, it's just, and even if you don't use all of the minutes and time, the price, is reasonable enough that you don't feel like you wasted, this big chunk of money by not using it. So I definitely appreciate the cell phone service and options here. All right, Rich. Next is electricity. Take it away.
Yeah, so there's a running theme on this one. It's, just differences in payments and how things are, processed between here, the States and here. Back at home, obviously, we were set up with the standard utilities and Philly, gas, natural gas, and also the electric. And you get billed by month based on your usage. And in the winter or summer, if you're running the heat of the AC, like one go through the roof unexpectedly, not unexpected. So over here, where we are, they do prepaid electricity. So kind of like the prepaid data and phone air minutes for your phone, you can pre-buy the amount of kilowatt hours that you want. There's a meter in the house, it has a meter number on it, and through the same app that you would buy minutes for your phone, you can do the electricity prepayment, and then they'll give you basically a token number. You add that, and it automatically updates your meter. So you can just check it every day. You figure out how much you use generally, and buy how much you want. Don't worry about it after that. So the great thing about that is you won't get an unexpected, large, miscalculated, potentially, or just
questionable,
usage-driven bill. You know what you're doing when you're doing it. It didn't happen to us too often back home, but like when we first bought our house, they're like, oh, the water, that was supposedly taken care of, as part of the closing. we get in there and then we get a bill like, oh, you owe $400. We're going to come shut your water off in 10 days. And they're like, this isn't, it's not us. Like, well, there's no way you can clear this up with the water company in 10 days since you just bought the house and all that happy stuff. Long and short of it, we paid the $400 bill and ended up with like a $370 some odd dollar credit the next month when they figured out that we'd only been in there 2 weeks. It wasn't our bill. So there's no danger of that happening here.
Yes.
And because just the weather being what it is, there's no centralized heating system here. There's no furnace or any of that. There is a HVAC unit for the one room. There's a fireplace, radiant heating, in the bedroom. So it gets cold enough we can turn stuff on. But we don't have to worry about an unexpected gas bill either. There's a separate hookup for propane, for a tank for cooking gas, and you don't use a limited amount of that. So I think we had to replace it once.
Yeah, because I think it was maybe half empty when we
it
got
was already
here.
half empty when we got here, and you just call them up, and they'll be out the next day.
Yes.
They'll drop it off, hook it up, and bill you later.
Yeah, I should have added that to our list. The convenience of having the propane delivered is very nice. It's very nice. It's now going back to the electricity. So, excuse me. Rich is a stickler for expenses and what we spend. So, of course, when it's really hot, I crank up the unit, the H. What is it?
Well,
HVAC?
It's a heater and air conditioner.
Yes. So when it's really hot, I fire it up, and when it's really cold, I cut the heat on, and it's, he'll complain about, the bill being so high, or that it could be so high, and I'm just like, well, just the count that it'll be on this particular day, we'll use this amount, and it's just nice not to. Typically you don't have to put it on for consecutive days so far. Like, we're just getting at the beginning of the summer here, but we came at the kind of the tail end of winter, and I think I maybe cut it on twice.
Yeah, we did the fireplace a couple times.
Yeah, we did the fireplace a couple times, but long and short of it is, I don't have to hear him complain about turning on the heat or the HVAC and getting the surprise bill of what it's going to be. He can immediately see that. That's right. So
Although, and not to put too much personal information out there, you mentioned you struggle with the rand to USD conversion. Over here, it's all Celsius. You also struggle with the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion. So when Kai's here setting this thing, she gets really out of whack on, she's setting it to 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 14 degrees Fahrenheit if the AC's on. So that's my, concern there.
Well, I figured it out. It's like when I want it to be hot, I'll just press on that button until it can't go any higher. And when I want it to be cold, I'll just do, press on that minus button until it can't go any lower.
Yeah.
So, problem solved.
16, 20, 30, none of that in Celsius means anything.
No, as long as it has a remote and an up and down button. So that's the electricity, the convenience of knowing, how much you spend and not spending, and the convenience of being able to add it on is very nice. It's very nice and efficient. Okay, so next on the list is WhatsApp, and this was one of my choices. So what I appreciate in South Africa in particularly is how much they use WhatsApp, and I appreciate how that the businesses use WhatsApp. So for instance, when we went to Cape Town about a week and a half ago, I had issues with trying to book the airline tickets. Being able to connect with an actual person on WhatsApp is fantastic. And we definitely used WhatsApp prior to moving here because that was the easiest way to communicate abroad. But just the convenience of literally almost every single business here has a WhatsApp, and you can contact someone. So you don't have to, If you know the name of the business, 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to find it through WhatsApp. So the convenience of communicating um, through WhatsApp and not have it be like an actual like charge for. I don't think WhatsApp. I don't think it eats in. Does it eat into your data?
It will be data.
Yeah.
If you're not on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so the fact that every company, for the most part, and every business has a WhatsApp, I definitely appreciate. I appreciate that convenience because in the States, you're usually trying to get a hold of an actual person, which can be infuriating. But the fact that a lot of the businesses here, you can contact someone, and people, for the most part, tend to be very responsive. Like there has been times when I'll send a message through WhatsApp and get a response maybe an hour or so later, but it beats holding on, waiting to get through to someone. So the convenience of WhatsApp is nice.
You also got to remember, folks move at a different pace than the Northeast of the good old US of A.
That's right. Exactly. You're right. There is a such thing as a South African time. So I definitely appreciate the convenience of being able to communicate through WhatsApp. And last on the list is banking, and being able to use your banking app with pretty much any business. The convenience of that, like I was referring to the banking situation as you're able to wire from your account to pretty much any business or any person. But Rich said that is not what it is called. It's not wiring. What is it?
EFT.
An EFT. You know what is an EFT for the layman's?
Electronic funds transfer.
So I don't know how that's different from wiring, but he said that I couldn't say wiring because there'll be someone in the comments that is a banker and may. That's right. They might get upset about my framing of what actually transpires. But it's nice. Like you literally can use your bank card or your bank app and pay pretty much anything, utilities, people, businesses through your, through an EFT.
Well, yeah, your recipients, businesses,
Yes.
Or people. You can set them up as recipients in the account and then just go back to them whenever you need to pay them again. And just enter the new, invoice reference and the dollar amount and send it out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to setting up bill pay in the States, but not exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
They rely heavily on the apps. There's so many, at least for our bank, there's so many options.
Yes.
On there
Yes.
that you can, work through, and I haven't even gotten a chance to get to half of them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you are buying, concert tickets or anything like that, if you're on someone's website, purchasing something, they'll say like, hey, your bank is going to get a notice,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to your app, approve,
Mm-hmm.
The transaction. You'll get another code. You go back and then enter that code in. It's an additional step, but
Mm-hmm.
the
Security here.
security.
Oh yeah, it's reassuring.
Yes.
And it's nice because people think that, your funds aren't safe when you move to certain countries, but I feel like they definitely are very cautious. And you get a text you get a text pretty much for any transaction that you do, at least through our bank, to verify that it's you and that you authorize that transaction. So that is, was definitely a load off, particularly for people coming abroad and worried about, whether or not their funds are secure. I would say they go beyond what they do in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't know what else they do in the rest of America, but in Philadelphia, I don't, there would have to be about at least 5 transactions before we would get a message saying that this could be suspicious. So the fact that every transaction that you make through your banking app, you'll get a notice is reassuring, or you have to authorize that transaction is definitely reassuring. So yeah. So those are the things that we find to be so convenient and efficient. And I definitely think that Philadelphia could benefit from, acquiring some of these ways of doing things. You have anything else to add?
No, no, that's it. I don't want to throw Philly under the bus anymore. You guys have been. So,
Well, hopefully this information was helpful. Please feel free to leave comments, or if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Again, I so appreciate any and everyone that's watching. I'm really grateful for people tuning in and caring about what I have to say and or what Rich has to say. So thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.